Hey guys, this is Brooke. I can't believe we're at the end of our first semester of graduate school. Here are my top favorite things from our first class with Dr. Kissel. Number one is our first class. I know it sounds super cheesy, but I loved having this class as one of our first grad school classes. The first night that we met on WebEx kind of affirmed my choice to go back to school, and I felt a passion that was sparked inside of me. I was excited about our upcoming semester. I really enjoyed doing the two activities that we did, the heart map and remembering where we came from, or mapping out our lives. Those two things were nice for me to start the class with because I feel like it opened my mind up to writing and being a student again. And I really enjoyed that time, and that was kind of like my aha moment of, this is really cool. I'm going back to school. I have this awesome opportunity, and I want to use it to the best way possible. My biggest takeaway from this was that these activities have been really useful in my class. My kids have enjoyed doing them, and it reminded me to allow chances for my students to open up as writers. These simple activities can really, light a fire and inspire them to open up their writing windows, if you will. The second thing is my multi-genre project. Not gonna lie, at first this project seemed really daunting. I wasn't sure if it was going to be fun or a hassle to complete, but it turns out it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about myself as a writer, and I really enjoyed spending time on these pieces. The biggest takeaway from this was going through the writing process yourself as a student. It helped me as a teacher, and I learned to be patient and to give kids time to write and always allow them a choice in what they write about. That's when the best work is created. The third thing was when we did our Consider Your Roots paper. I enjoyed writing our one-page paper about someone who influenced us in writing. I think it was a good way to take a step back and think about what kind of impact our teachers have made on us. The biggest takeaway for me was reflecting on my own past writing experience. The good and the bad kind of reminds us as teachers that a little thing can go a long way. We make a lasting impression on how our students feel about writing. In writing this piece, it reminded me of that because I went back all the way to a 5th grade teacher and a high school teacher. My fourth favorite thing was writing into the day. When we met for our WebEx sessions, I really liked writing into the day. I thought this was a nice way of starting our class, especially since we would be talking about writing. It served as a therapeutic time for me to transition from a hectic day into our professional time together in class. I also thought it was nice because you could make connections to the things you wrote at the beginning of class to the things that we were learning that night in class. The biggest takeaway for this writing into the day was that free writing is good for the soul. I've started letting my kids write more often and more frequently. They may not be creating works of art, but they are writing more and enjoying it. I was also reminded that it is nice to have writing as an outlet for all occasions. And the last thing that I really enjoyed was our revision lesson. I really liked our revision lesson. I liked it because there were videos to support lesson ideas, and we were able to help others in our class make notes in the revision process. My favorite thing was cutting up a draft and rearranging it to make more sense. The biggest takeaway was physically having my students cut up their writing to rearrange it was like a light bulb going off for them while revising. I did it with one of my writing groups, and they loved it. It completely made sense for them. At first, they kind of freaked out and said, "Why are you cutting up my writing?" But once I showed them that we could rearrange our thinking and progress our words to flow better, they really enjoyed it, and it was a fun activity for them to do in class. Overall, I really enjoyed this class. I think it was a great start to our grad school classes together, so I look forward to the future ones. Thanks.